after this recording, I'm not going to talk about the issue with Diddy anymore. Much. I won't say anymore. Let me take that back. My wording is wrong. I'm only going to bring this up from time to time. But despite me making my other videos and trying not to stay too distracted and trying to heal, because I hadn't been feeling well, I need to quit telling y'all that. Y'all have heard that enough. We finally see Cassie come out in public, right? And she's waving at fans. And it's good to see that she's with her husband and she's a married woman and she's happy now. But you see the story on the screen, and after that I'll run my disclaimers. Before all of this even started to happen, this is where it all started. As healthy as a person as Kim Porter was, no one in their right mind believes that this woman just was unalived solely by pneumonia, though that could be it. How odd that these parties and this debauchery was going to be exposed a lot sooner than now. And yet the person who was going to do the exposing is 6 feet under and can't speak for herself. That's not what this rant is about. I did need to vindicate Kim Porter because she deserved that vindication. This is going to be my rant on this, and then I'll lightly keep up with the coverage, and as the trial happens, I may chime in. But you may not hear too much from me anymore to the verdict. I have to confess, in my last video, I told you all the enablers who knew about it and kept quiet. That means I meant his PR team, people who benefited, bodyguards and things like that who had refused to speak out. I believed for the most part that they were going to be the ones who went down because they enabled it by arranging hotel rooms, by keeping their mouths shut. Whoever may have went and bought the baby oil, no pun intended. I'm not trying to be funny. When people said celebrities who went to these parties were probably going to get into some trouble as well, I thought people were being ostensibly naive. And the reason I believe that is because they have the power and the money to fight the allegations. So I assumed maybe their PR people were going to take the fall, the people behind the scenes that we don't know that well. And Diddy's PR person of 20 years quit, but I don't know where she gets the gumption to finally do that, given that she knew what was going on, and as soon as she knew that money was going to dry out, now she wants to run. You see, Mammon is a different type of God that just corrupts people at their worst and drives at their worst lust and depravity. But let me get to what I think this really is. Here's the article where it all comes down to it, right? Because what did all these people do that's dirty behind the scenes that could have harmed someone that you probably are a fan of? And mind you, hours before Diddy got arrested, this man was posing and taking pictures with so-called fans. All it's going to take is that fringe group of so-called fans to come out and say, why are we putting it all off on Diddy when there's known people? This is going to become like the Crucible, a witch hunt. They're going to want to know who all actively participated that's in that industry. And I have to admit, most of you that are reporting, I thought you were naive. I'm like, ain't no way you can take down Hollywood. Hollywood isn't going anywhere. They're just going to put Diddy away for a little while and put his enablers away for a little while. And look at how desperate he's scrambling like a rat to raise his bail amount to get out of there. Because while he sat there and said he's a bad boy and hard, he ain't bad enough to sit in that jail cell, is he? And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to celebrate this man's downfall. But we all knew that the evidence was there and it was in the open and it wasn't a secret. Okay. Of course, 50 Cent would want to do the docuseries. We ain't going to go there. I now believe for the first time, based on the deafening silence of a lot of people in Hollywood, that a lot of celebrities that had direct connections to him, whether they tended the parties, whether they did business with him, are now about to lose that cheddar as well, are now about to suffer. Because up until this point, up until this morning, I believed, oh no, they'll go after Diddy. And then he's not going to snitch, of course. Why would he need to when whoever was at those parties are already on tape willfully participating in those acts? If that raid really did produce some celebrities on those tapes, okay, why would Diddy need to snitch on anyone? But what I'm saying is, for the first time, I now believe this silence comes from the fact that these people are behind the scenes speaking to their lawyers, trying to figure out how to cover up their part in these parties when you cannot do it now. I mean, they're silent as a mouse. I mean, quiet as a mouse. You don't hear nothing from them. Why? Because they know that terms like S trafficking and grape and SA don't fly well for careers. See, this is the point in my life where I'm happy I have no favorite celebrity anything. But see, that's my 2 points. Diddy was still having people posing with him as fans, okay? That's one. Knowing the allegations, knowing what he did, people still wanted photographs with him. Be honest, this is really no different than people wanting to marry serial killers in prison. No matter how bad and depraved some people are, they're still going to have fans. That's just a fact. That's one. Number two, Hollywood is so knee deep in crap. Every aspect of Hollywood and the entertainment industry is going to be touched by this. And people are like, well, the black media is definitely quiet. Quit making this a black and white thing, because it wasn't just black people at his parties. Your gender and your skin color ain't gonna save you from this, because a little bit of everybody went to those parties. I've now changed my mind and believe that this is the beginning of the end of Hollywood. Think about it. Tyler Perry, who makes like some of the some black films, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry's work. No disrespect, Mr. Perry, to each their own. I quit watching it years ago. See, his move to Georgia instead of Hollywood was already a sign. Kim Porter wanting to write that book, then ending up unalived, was a sign. And Cat Williams set off the big sign that the big D-word deviants are all gonna get theirs in 2024. He didn't just say Diddy, he brought up Diddy by name. But Diddy's gonna be the link that's about to bring down some more of these celebrities. They're not gonna go after all of them, but they're gonna go after a significant enough amount of them that this thing is gonna get ugly. And up until this morning, I believe, no, they're only gonna go after Diddy. He ain't gonna snitch. And the rest of these celebrities who knew him, went to his parties, gonna walk scot-free. I no longer, based on the coverage, believe in that. Because all it takes is for some PR person, some makeup artist, some wardrobeist, some chauffeur some bodyguard of any of these celebrities who know something and who may hold a vendetta to go to the FBI if they haven't already and say, I know for a fact that such and such celebrity knows more than what they're telling. And why wouldn't they? These people value their freedom. They don't have the money to fight this. Y'all gotta buckle up. Because I don't want to inject Mr. Burns, but sorry, Mr. Burns. See, your cult of personality as a society is coming back to bite you in the behind. Because you're about to find out the depravity, the absolute debauchery, the absolute low hanging fruit, the absolute nastiness, the absolute dirtiness of the behind the scenes of that industry, and what people that you think that you worshiped and that you think you are a fangirl or a fanboy of, the lengths they went to essay and grape children, the lengths that they went to get to their fame, who they stepped on along the way, who was unalive so that their fame could grow. See, this doesn't just stop at, it started at Diddy's arrest, but it doesn't stop there. If you have any common sense right now, abandon your cult of personality or prepare to continue to be shocked and surprised.